I'm sorry, my voice is kind of going. I'm kind of nervous, but um, I'm just gonna start off with my sobriety day. As I said, was March 15th, 2019. Um, I do have a home group back in Jackson, Mississippi. It's called the Way Out Group. Um, I do have a sponsor. She is amazing, but I'm just gonna start from the beginning. I started drinking when I was around 12 years old. I got involved with a really bad group of people at school. And I remember, excuse me, that was gross. Um, I remember just drinking for the first time and loving it, just absolutely loving it. And I told myself when I took my first drink that I was not going to be like my alcoholic father growing up. That was awful. I told myself I would never be like him. And then a few drinks in, I was just like him. I could not stop from the very first time. And I remember wanting to keep on doing it. And so we did. We did it almost every day, stealing alcohol from the family of my friend. Really just stealing the mom's car to go steal from. It was lots of bad things happening at 12 years old. And I really didn't have any consequences until I was, any real consequences until I was around 13. I got into a lot of different things, but mainly alcohol was my one love. I just remember loving how it made me feel warm and fuzzy, made me feel confident. For once, I wanted to get out of myself and talk to people. I wanted to, be the life of the party. And when I drank, that's what I felt like. That's why I drank. And drank to escape, really anything from home to school to anything. And my drinking continued. I went to my first rehab when I was 15 and my first AA meeting when I was 15 years old. My parents had to drop me off, and it was required to go to the meetings. That didn't stop me from drinking. I stayed sober for about a year and then went back out. And I remember just faking it. I was super good at rehab. I could put on the face, I could play the part, I could do all the things I needed to do just to get people off my back. And my big thing was like, if my parents would just leave me alone, if everyone, the rehab would just leave me alone, like I could drink in peace, that would be my dream. And I figured, like, once I'm out of this house, I'm gonna run away. I tried to run away once. That, I could just drink whenever I wanted to, no consequences. And I just remember my whole childhood being me being grounded because I always had alcohol under my bed or something like that, just all kinds of crazy stuff. But so I kept drinking for years until I turned just in and out of 4 or 5 rehabs till I was 18. And that's when I started getting really bad off on drinking, even worse than before. I got kicked out of school. I almost went to jail. And I remember the second from last rehab I went to, thinking my parents were trying to send me off to a Christian link year program for out of high school college students, thinking that would fix me. And I thought it would too. I've convinced myself that was going to fix my drinking. I tried everything to stop drinking, and I could not fix it. But so I did that, and obviously it didn't fix it. I got kicked out of that school. So I continued to drink. That did not stop me. It got a lot worse, and I went to a very dark place, and it went from, drinking every other day to drinking every day and wanting to just die. I wanted to die. I did not want to live. I wanted to numb all the crazy dark thoughts that were going through my head, and I really never could seem to escape it until I won't. What time is it? We're good on time. What time is it?
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
And so I went to my first AA meeting for years, and they told me go to 90 and 90. And I went to a few meetings and I dropped out of those. I was not feeling, I did not like, I thought it was a bunch of old people that didn't, like, they were just in a circle praying and what I had church trauma from my childhood. And I was just, thought it was a religion thing. I just was completely misled and didn't give it a chance because I was super close-minded and didn't want to change. And so I went back out again. And then I have outside issues, mental disorders and stuff. I got a lot of that fixed. And then at some point when I wanted to die, like that's when I was desperate for any type of help. And so I finally sat all the way down in my chair in AA and I found a sponsor and I did 90 and 90. And I found a home group, and I just remember the moment it clicked for me. Like, I remember feeling like my will was aligned with God's for once in my life, and that I was doing something that made me have a purpose. And when I started working the steps, I just remember feeling a part of AA. I remember feeling like loved for once in my life. Like, people weren't using me for drinks. People weren't using me to get stuff. I wasn't using them. Let's be honest. I wasn't using all these people for things. It was really hard because I struggle with social anxiety a lot, and it was really hard at the beginning. But AA people in my home group made it super easy to get plugged in, and I've got a lot of service commitments. And about 6 months in, I was isolating a lot. 6 months into my sobriety, I was isolating a lot, and I decided that women in AA weren't for me and that I could do it alone. And then, as my sponsor calls it, I experienced a lukewarm misery, and that's pretty much like manageable misery in a way. But I experienced that, and I never had prayed really about people in my life, and I remember praying this. I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but for everyone, but literally I prayed. I was like, God, please bring me people that point me to you. Please bring me anybody that cares about me. And the next week I met my sponsor. I met Sarah. I met like my close friends in AA now, and like just my mindset really changed. And I remember really just listening for once in my life. What time is it? You're good. Okay. But all that to say, I sat down and listened. I sat down and did what I was supposed to do. And I felt like I had a purpose for once because I'm really lazy. And so when I got to doing all those things, it really has changed my world. It really had, my relationship with God is not, you know, my sponsor says, it's not a religion, it's a relationship. And I love that saying because I get to choose my higher power. I get to build relationships through him, and it's a really cool thing to see. And I'm in a different country right now where almost a year ago, the last time I drank, I would be just absolutely drunk out of my mind trying to numb everything out. And today I'm sitting here feeling things. Like, that's insane to me. Handling situations that used to baffle me. It blows my mind, the blessings I've received from this program and the people I've met. But I just am super grateful y'all let me do this. I kind of just ramble, but that's all I got. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, Erica.
Thanks, Erica.
Erica.
Thanks, Erica.